Hello everyone and welcome to SRFC's Brazilian Touring Car Championship Round 8 in Zhuhai in the south of China. Now, it is a circuit that some of our drivers have been to. Let's have a look. It's a 2.7 mile circuit, sort of stop-start circuit, and with not many complex corners but very good overtaking spots. So, to our qualifying positions, we've got SBB in pole. And he is half a second in front of his STM teammates. Milkow, who is in front of another STM driver, second. And then we've got Will, Xixi, Ding Ding, Dub, San, Bao Bao, and Li Shen finishing up the top 10. And see, apart from SB, quite a close gap between the top 10 drivers and some of the drivers behind them. So it should make a fairly interesting race. 30 drivers on the grid today, very big grid, and very competitive. As you can see, lots of white cars with drivers that hasn't removed. That appears to be Milkow going off the track through the formation lap, making a silly mistake. Nevertheless, recovers onto the track, and now we're back onto the grid. Two STM drivers just warming up the tires for the last time, and we will be ready to go in a second. So, Milkow settles in second, while SGB's STM car with a green sort of color goes in first, and everyone else behind the grid is just lining up at the moment. You can see very big grid with Dub slotting in, and the white cars at the back start settling into the positions, and we should be ready to go in a second at this very familiar Chinese track. So, red lights out, away we go, and the two STM drivers make a fairly good start, but they didn't pull away too much from the cars behind, and they might have a go at them at the first corner. Now we can see lots of shifting of lines, and Will is going to try and have a go down the inside, but the two STM drivers block their line, and they can't go through. Lots of accident in the back. That is Zero from ABC, and an SBK car going off, and ooh, that's another one. That would be a Vendetta car, I think, and just everyone scrambling to the braking corner, and another SBK car is off the track, into the wall, and ooh, that's a heavy incident. And the white car behind him just managed to keep it. As you can see, the SBB has managed to make a lot of ground in the first two corners. Goretti, who's pulled a massive gap from second, and Will, and Milkow behind him. That's a little bit of the incident. So it appears Zero has outbraked himself and blocked in the middle of the track, and nobody can see anything, and just backed straight in and lost the damage car. So that is a Vendetta car being pushed on the track, and that is Ming crashing into the back with another Vendetta Team 2 car. Well, they became the casualties of the first lap, really. So this is a ABC inter-team battle between Xixi and Ding Ding, and I don't think they're under any team orders here, so they should be having a go. Ding Ding might be able to take him down the inside, but he backs out at the last minute, and Xixi retains the place, and they will try and chase down the STM pack in front, who are making moves on each other. Let's have a look. It is Milkow who goes from down the inside of Will, and will be going down the inside of second as well, but he backs out of the move and just tactically sort of pushes Will into the outside line and should be able to retain the position for the next corner. So second is on the defensive line, and Will cannot do anything about it, but he will try and have a go down the outside, but gets pushed out and stays in third place. Well, Milkow is behind them and not making moves for the moment. You can see SBB is just pulling away by a massive gap already in lap 2. So, second goes defensive again, and Will just has to stick back. I think he's learned his lesson and he's sticking back for the rest of the lap, not making any moves yet. But here's a good rotation box. Will he take it? He has a look, but backs out and just outbreaks himself a little bit. It stays on line, so Milkow can't do anything about it in that corner, and the high-speed corner he is trying to go in, but just doesn't have the speed or space to do it. So this is Ding Ding getting overtaking Dub rather, actually, from the inside. Dub gave them plenty of place to go, and Ding Ding slips through easily. And Dub might be having a go into the next corner, into the last corner actually, but just Ding Ding goes offensive, and again Dub stays on the outside. He might have a go down the straights though from the slipstream, but his exit from the last corner is not that good, so we will see what happens. This is 80 Supras coming up behind them. Dub makes a very, very challenging move, but just, well, doesn't have the speed and backs out of the move, and Supra takes the place from them. This is Sheepy, I believe. It is Sheepy, and a bit of an incident. I think it is Sheepy who crashed into the back of Ming, who just went onto the opposite side of the track and blocked out one of the white cars. So again, let's have a look. This is SBB leading the race from second, Will, and then Milk Cow. The STM pile with Will sandwiched right in the middle. Now Milk Cow's fallen away in the first half of the third lap, but he just manages to catch up quite a bit in that braking zone there. So he is now right back on the rear bumper of Will, and in the meantime, Shishi has managed to make up a lot of places, a lot of ground as well. So, anyone will be making a move here? No, they all stay where they are, and they will be trying to keep onto the gap because they know that if they make a super move, they might lose their position to not just one car, but a lot of cars behind them. Now, this is one of the KNAP cards. This is Sam making a move. Just misses out. He sort of outbraked himself a little bit too much to keep his line on the exit, and just gets the place back. So back to the battle in front. Second goes onto the grass at the exit of the last corner, which gains huge speed disadvantage. Now Will be going down his inside into the first corner. Question is, will he be able to take it to the second? Makes a brilliant move down the inside to take the place back from Will, and that is a superb move, Formula 1 style move that makes Will absolutely moveless for the next few corners. In the meantime, Milk Cow is just up behind them, and second goes defensive again, and Will takes the outside line, and a little contact, everything's fairly clean for now, and Milk Cow is going to have a go at the high speed corner. I don't think he's going to make it. No, he taps on the back of Will, and just backs out the move. And Will makes a daring move down the inside of the corner, and Milk Cow goes through second as well. This is brilliant, and they are having a little bit of a drag race down straight into the next corner with the two ABC cars behind them. The two STM cars managed just to pull in front of Will, and it is second who makes the move down the inside, and Will just can't manage to get through this STM wall formed by the two cars. And the ABC cars are back in the game as well. They are going to be challenging for a podium position, I believe. As Shishi is right up the bumper, and he is making a very daring move down the inside, and he pushes into Milk Cow, and not the most legitimate and clean move I've seen, but he's through and he's in third place. Well, Will is trying to have a go at Milk Cow as well, and Milk Cow just gets his back wheel on the grass, a little bit on entry, and he is out of the competition for a top spot for now. So Shishi is going to try and make a move down the inside of second, but second is going very defensive, and Shishi has a go on the outside, but just doesn't have enough speed to hold on to it. Had he done the move, it would have been a brilliant move, I would assume, but second is pushing his way through, and is going to try and go defensive again to keep onto his second place spot. But in the meantime, you can see that Will and Ding Ding are sort of bunching up behind him, and both of them will be trying to have a go as well. This is brilliant battle between second, third, fourth, and fifth. That's been going on throughout the whole race, and a little bit of lock up from second, and Shishi has managed to push through, and Will is that is second, just pushing Will slightly off the line there. So Ding Ding is just behind them, and I believe is that Milk Cow or Super. That's two moves made at the same time, and Ding Ding goes through Will, and Shishi goes through second, but Will just managed to take the place back, and second is now back in second. Well, Will just sadly taps the rear of Shishi's car and takes out Ding Ding as well. Kind of unlucky situation, really. So now the STM sandwich has a different filling in the middle with Shishi instead of Will. And Shishi is still going to try and go for that second place position. But it is Milk Cow who's managed to take it from him. But Shishi has a go down the inside of the last corner and gets enough speed. But will he be able to hold into the place on straight? Because Milk Cow will be having a lot of slipstream. We've managed to switch out of that camera position, and we're now looking at the battle between, I believe this is Dub and Will, who's fallen back into the pack with 80 Super in front of them. So Dub I believe Will manages to outbreak himself from the outside. That is a brilliant, brilliant move. Very rare outside breaking. So back to the pack in front. You can see that Second and Shishi and Milk Cow still having a go. Lots of line changing, a bit of a rare lockup. But Milk Cow just loses in the middle of the corner a bit and doesn't have the speed to make a move through. And here's Dub having a go down the inside, a bit unstable on the braking. Fairly clean move, a little bit of contact, but it's really unavoidable. And Will is still closely behind him. She might have a go, but Dub is going very firmly on the defensive line. So this is Vishen and Bao Bao, and Bao Bao goes down the inside of Vishen in a textbook overtaking move into the hairpin, and just manages to hold on to that place as well. He will be having a chase down Will at the next corner. So back to Shishi, who is just behind Milk Cow and behind Second and in front of Milk Cow. The two STM cars with two similar to tail. So this is from the point of Shishi, who is chasing Sekia, and Sekia's managed to pull away a little bit from Shishi, and he is outside the overtaking zone. And unless he makes a really daring move down the inside, but he didn't. So this is Bao Bao and Vishen, and Bao Bao is going to try and defend his position on the straight. He does appear to have a little bit of a speed advantage, but Vishen will have the slipstream, and he might have to go down into the first corner. But so far, not enough of a gap, but Vishen will have a go under braking anyway, and just makes it through, but he holds on into the inside line, which isn't really ideal considering that Bao Bao will be able to take the position at the next corner. As you can see, Vishen just managed to squeeze out a little bit on Bao Bao, but Bao Bao will outbreak it, and just, that is a bit of a dirty move, really. That pushes Vishen into the sand, and Vishen loses out majorly, and he's out of contention. We're already on the last lap, and it seems that it's been ages already with so much happening in this very short break. And another incident, I believe, rather than an accident. Will has managed to, I believe, run out of fuel, and he is now on the side of the track. Very sad for him, considering he wasn't in contention for second place. So this is Shishi making a move down the inside, pushes Second out, but in the meantime, more scrambling at the front of the pack, and Second manages to gain a lot of speed, and he will be trying to have a go. He overtakes Milk Cow, and Shishi outbreaks himself, and Second will be having to go down the inside. Will he be able to make it before the finish line? Yes, he will. He manages to take back second place. So this is SUV who finished in first place, and Sheepy, who is not in second but in P25 after being lapped. We have Second coming out of the last corner, becoming the victor of this brilliant, brilliant battle between the STM cars and locked cars. So Second goes second, Shishi goes third, Milk Cow goes fourth. We've got the other cars that we've seen later on. We'll have a full breakdown in a minute. So, coming up to classifications, we've got SVB in first, Second is second, Shishi in third, Milk Cow in fourth, Supra in fifth, Dut in sixth, Bao Bao in seventh, Vishen in eighth, San in ninth, Ding Ding in 10th, finishing up to the top 10, with another ADC driver 0 in 11, and lots of retirements at the back. And as you can see, that SVB manages to pull a 30.5 second gap from second place in his 7-lap race, but considering that he is not weighted for the sprint race, we will see what happens in round 1. We will get back to you then.